Okay, now we are. Yeah. We're
All right.
chilling.
Yeah, I'm apologizing to everyone because there's like 10 people who've messaged me wanting to do their podcast like years ago, and I keep either unfortunately changing dates or things get switched up in my schedule or I fucking forget.
Yeah.
It makes you guys feel better. Last year, I was not supposed to. A podcast with Doug Stanhope
Yeah.
and my girlfriend, and I was nowhere to be found when they were calling me to be on that. So I'm sorry about that. It's
So
the
we
most
beat Doug
unprofessional
Stan.
thing. And I feel bad.
We got Doug Stanhope skit.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So we're better than Doug Stanhope. It's official.
Mark said it.
We win.
Doug Stanhope.
We win.
I'm just
he hosted an open.
That it doesn't matter if you're someone like Doug Stanhope or you guys, that I just sometimes fuck up and can't make it to a call in.
Okay.
Oh, I
And
got you.
keep rescheduling and then shit gets changed or I like just pass out. Sorry.
Hey,
so how are you guys doing?
All right. Do you live in New York?
I live between New York, Paramus, New Jersey, and then I moved another place from Stroudsburg to like Parsippany, but that's probably going to go south eventually. I'm all over the place. I know I don't live a balanced life when in my car I have like sodas and waters and a cooler of food. It's like I just bring my own food and I live between 3 to 4 places.
Oh, no shit. I used to live like that.
How did you get out?
Oh, I moved out of New Haven, Connecticut. It was way too expensive.
Oh, wow. Where are you now?
I live in Las Vegas.
Oh.
It's
New
fucking.
Haven, Connecticut there's just niceness, and I don't know where Vegas is like. So many people are horrible that if you find nice people in Vegas, I met a girl named Jane Ross in Las Vegas. I was on tour for a week, and she was the kindest person. Like, helped me get to the buses. It was just crazy. So
I still dream. I still have dreams that I'm in New Haven. That's how nice it is. New Haven is dope as fuck.
Exactly.
No, New Haven is so awesome. New Haven is weird because it's like Hollywood, but like instead of like walking down the street and seeing like Johnny Depp or somebody, you'll be walking down the street and see like Ralph Nader or Dr. Ruth. It's so cool. Yeah, I used to work at a newspaper there, but I had to live in my car for a long time, and then it was nuts. Hey man, we had a guy named Naruto Williams call into the show.
Yeah.
And that we were like, and he put you on some kind of racist list, and then
you were those guys.
And then we asked him, like, well, what do you do? And then he's like, I don't even know who that is. I was like, what did Mark Random do to get put on that list? And he's like, I don't know.
No, I actually, someone sent me the clip and then I watched it, but like I saw it maybe 8 months later, so I felt like it was pointless. I get why he would think that I'm racist, but I'm not. It's actually just I don't want any problems with anyone in 2022. It's just so pointless. We're all trying to do things, but he really believed in a social message.
Yeah.
Like the politics he believes, it's almost like the more you condemn racism, the more it's like a religious cult. You condemn people as sinners, and then you get the people that follow you. Like that's probably his gimmick, and I'm not gimmick. He probably really believes it, but like that was the thing. I'm sorry. I've been fucked up from today. I messaged the dude like, yo, why not have a conversation with me? Like, I'll come hang out with you. We'll do a mic together, because that's the type of person I am. And it scares the shit out of people, because I know I look like one of those guys who's never left his computer screen. But I literally just like, hey, man, I'm not racist. I don't know why you made a list of me. Let's hang out. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? So, and
you seem like the calmer one already. So
yeah, you
seem like the sane one.
He got defensive really fast.
He was screaming at us and shit.
Yeah, he was mad.
Yeah,
I don't think he was mad. I think everyone's waking up to this thing of like people don't think like them. So
Yeah.
for people who grew up in an environment like I've been friends with Black Panther, Black supremacist, white nationalist who would get in arguments all the time, and I would just sit there between them, But they were still cool with each other. Like, so I've come from these polar opposite vibes. Like I'm. It's not unironic. Like the Richard Spencer podcast with Nick Cannon. I fucking love both those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so I thrive in looking at both sides and trying to figure out complex things and different opinions. And I feel like I don't know. He came across as someone not wanting to understand that maybe he's wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not racist. Maybe he's just been indoctrinated in a thing.
Yeah,
Or
well,
maybe
dude, I'm pretty
racist. Who knows? Maybe
I'm pretty
just
left wing, and he didn't believe me.
What?
I'm pretty left wing, and he didn't believe me.
I literally go back and forth. It's so fucking weird. I'll be like, oh my god, am I a liberal? And then I fucking go conservative for a day, and then I'm like, I'm politically like my politics are my mental health. It's just all over the place and delusions and woman. I'm like, oh, Putin kind of has a point, or I should support Ukraine. Like I literally, it's just mayhem. But it makes sense to me, but it probably doesn't make sense to.
No, I get it. It's emotional.
You know what it is? It's all just ideological. Like in my heart, I love everyone, but I'll think racist shit and just be like, that's just I'm not changing the values.
Well, my attitude is, when I'm in a strange neighborhood and someone's coming the other way, I'll walk across the street no matter what they look like.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I understand.
I'm scared of everybody.
There have been some victimizations of black people, but at a certain point, when does personal? I mean, that's the thing. To credit black people, their culture is more tribalism of like labeling by their skin. But to me, like I'm so hyper. I mean, I think everyone's trying to kill me. So that's how I operate my life. That's why I'm scared to do fucking podcasts and shit. I think you might be the feds that are going to cut up the things that I say and send it to some rival group of gang members that's going to fucking kill me. Like,
well,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm that crazy also.
I wish I was the feds. I'd have health care.
I know. But,
and better recording equipment.
And better recording equipment.
I think the worst possible scenario in everything. So, what the fuck was I talking about?
Hey, are you going to come to Skankfest in Las Vegas?
I don't know. I wanted,
do those guys, pay for plane tickets and stuff?
No, I'm trying to make a point, and I'm going to hate myself.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
What the fuck was my point?
You were talking about race issues. Your attitude towards politics and race issues.
Yeah, just there's no hate in it, and I feel like that's what people need to stop doing. They need to stop attaching their ego and their identity to you know what I mean,
their political beliefs.
Yeah, because now conservatives are doing it. Like, you could take a straight white male, Christian male, and now that is a group of people, and they could value, or they could have credence in saying that they're marginalized, or they're victimized, or they're portrayed wrong by the media. Like, you can make that case, and it's like anyone, once you attach yourself to an ego or an identity of a group, is suspect to you know what I mean? I don't know what kind of life the dude had, so I just hope there's love in his heart, and I hope he has good intentions. But it's like, when you enter life like that, and I'm guilty of it as well, I'm trying to fucking hustle mental health advocate. I get approached by those groups, so they use phrases like the mental health community, and it's like, I don't want to be a part of it. It looks like everyone's gang squatting up, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It looks like everyone's just, like, prison gangs are forming in the culture, and you got to pick your side. And
yeah, I know what you mean.
You're picking the neo-Nazis.
I would have had a much more prepared answer than that.
It's all right. It's all right.
But
Hey,
yeah, I'm still. If the dude wants to talk, I'm not racist. I'll defend that.
I don't think he wants to talk to us again either.
Yeah. He kind of jumped. I felt like I got jumped. Did you feel that way?
He went 0 to 7 pretty fast. I'll say that. Yeah, it was. It didn't take long.
Yeah. He also put this guy, Mark Health, I don't know, some old guy that's on my Facebook page that constantly makes like puns. You know, he's one of those guys.
Yeah, and he put him on the racist
Yeah, he put
list.
him on the list. I'm like, that guy?
I seem to remember asking him about a few, and he didn't really have a reason besides like hearsay. And I was like, you're just putting these people on blast on the internet, like because someone said.
Yeah.
But that's also just fucking female shit also. Like, if I heard dudes were, like, a thing that I'm against, like, if I heard someone was a racist or a pedophile or anti-Semitic or something, I'd be like, all right, that's just what that person thinks of that person. Like, what type of fucking sissy female girl high school shit is it?
I know what you're talking.
Literally shit you did in middle school.
What do they call those things? Burn books. They're like burn books.
This guy's hot or this guy's ugly.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like a burn
come
book.
on, isn't he like from Harlem or something? He had to have grown up more than being a dude who writes lists about other dudes.
All right.
And that's not. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm just like now I'm actually playing it in my head. Like I'm having an actualization. If what would make me write a list of people that I just heard from hearsay, that I didn't do research on, that I didn't approach directly and talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that I didn't try to range if they were racist. I don't know. I don't know how I get the rap of being psychotic in stand-up comedy when shit like that happens on the regular.
Yeah.
Like, people just, like, a libertarian comics legion of skanks, people like, they're Nazis, and that's just socially acceptable. Like, they have no one's ever checked the mental health of these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be at Skankfest. I like Louis J. Gomez, but I realize he has to run his business, and I didn't make the best impression sometimes, but I think I've more than proven myself that I could be at Skankfest. You know what I mean? Like,
well, are you friends with those guys still?
Here and there, he, to me, just from what I observed, he went down a different kind of path, and he's just in his own world at all times, and I wish, like, I've reached out to him on times, like, as a bro, of like, yo, man, are you good? Because I saw this, or if you ever need anyone, like, just to be cool, because I'm that type of guy, but he exists in a different world where people, I don't think, or before, so it's like, he could fucking be planning to kill me, or he could have not thought about me for like the last 2 years. I don't fucking, like, I literally don't know. I can't know what's going on in his head. I just wish the best for him. I felt like I was more than qualified to that sort of like Legion of Skanks market. Like, I was pretty, like, unfortunately offended people. I had a destructive lifestyle. I had explosions on air, which most of those comics have. So I don't know why they wouldn't co-brand me with that, but, you know.
You got bookings because of that, though, right?
Because of what?
Because of being on that show? Did that affect you at all? Positively?
Both good and bad, though. Like, infamy is worse sometimes when it comes to, like, I'm a person who, if you've seen my actual material, like, I craft my stand-up to be, like, decent and good. But, so to play a character on a show where I suck at comedy and I think I'm the best, I thought people would be in on the joke. Like, I thought but that actually harmed my opportunities.
Well, Tom Myers fucking is killing it now. And that guy's famous for being awful. And he's actually is awful.
But no, Tom Myers, this is the thing about Tom Myers, is I recognize this of, like, he says things, like, sometimes he's pretty decently funny. It's just, for whatever reason, our visual perception of him that's not funny.
I
No,
think
but
he's
it's
funny
strange.
looking.
I love Tom Myers, but if and it's his delivery's good. Most jokes are well written. Sometimes it's a little cliche, but he's no better or worse than some of the other comics
Oh,
that people
we've got bad comics
Yeah.
here. We cover those guys. We just did one the other day.
Tom Myers is Carlin compared to some of the fuckers out here.
But that's what I'm saying is I hate
I
the phrase
enjoy his
comedy is
comedy.
Yeah.
subjective, but it's like also people laugh for different reasons also. So it's a strange thing. I can't say I regret. I was literally dragged to the Legion of Skanks event. I was living with a girl at the time. She wasn't my girlfriend. My girlfriend and me had some fucking, what is it, like, where paperwork and police and sadness and crying families and shit. That's what was going on. And she made me go. She literally's like, "We're going to the Legion of Skanks. They want you on." And I was like, "They fucking are you." You know what I mean? So it's like it's a weird balance of did they help me or did they just perpetuate me as like crazy, weird, psychotic guy? And now I can't say anything without thousands of people perceiving it as is some crazy, weird fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think the infamy and notoriety I got from that was sacrificed as people seeing me as a legitimate comic who rehearses bits and is good on stage and who puts in the grind and puts in the work. And you know what I mean? I think it's almost like if someone was like a real wrestler and then they went into pro wrestling, how the misunderstandings that went on when I tried to, it was just strange.
You mean the audience is expecting you to do something that you don't want to do?
And it's not that. It's like they either think it's completely just a gimmick and I made up that I had a mental illness and I'm just saying all these things about my fucked up life, which that's horrible to me because it invalidates me because it makes me feel like I'm not a person. So then no joke I say is gonna land if you don't believe I am who I say I am. So it's fucked up that it's like, all right, I'm not gonna talk about relationships because no one believes the relationships I have or don't have. So it's like I have that and I go, like, I'm a lot more aware of my mental health. So I am guilty of sometimes I'll play into it of, I'm fucking crazy or whatever. But, like, when I try to make decent points, it's just seen as, like, they think I want to be this way. And it's actually the opposite. I would love to be someone who's mentally, emotionally stable, someone who is seen as a legitimate comic. They think I'm someone who's not a comic, who is just doing all this for shock or for attention, and it's strange because I could never understand that.
Well, I have like 3 different personalities sometimes in a 5-minute set. So I just try to get them to laugh.
That's a perfect example.
I just try to get them to laugh.
Because you're trying to find the sort of flow that's funny, and so many different ideas are coming at you at once, and sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're not.
Well, in order to deliver the joke, sometimes I need to take on a different persona. So like sometimes I have to be stupid, sometimes I have to be smarter than the person I'm talking to, smarter than everybody in the room. Sometimes I have to be dumber than everyone in the room, and sometimes it's all within the same 2 minutes. And I just notice to me they're just tricks and to get people to laugh. I try not to get too deeper than that.
I went so far deep into trying to psychologically understand it. It's like there are times when I say fucked up shit and I'm honestly not joking. It's just fucked up and I feel bad about it later. But people will think I'm joking. And then there's times I say things that I'm joking, but people think I mean it seriously. So I do take responsibility in that. I call it the Mark Random paradox, which is like it's both. It's like I'm both joking and serious.
But that to me sounds like an interesting show. I'd fucking go see that show.
Not if the people who wanted to put on the show just didn't
Oh yeah,
like
well
you
bookers are a
personally,
pain in the ass.
but they saw all their fucking views go up. I'm sorry. I'm playing. That's playing into the character of I'm better than everyone. I should be on a fucking Legion of Skanks every week. Like that's playing. That's I'm the comedy
Every
god
comic
thing.
thinks that, they just don't say it.
But that was the thing. That was the bit. The bit was like comics act like they're so self-deprecating, but they're really just narcissists and feel like they should. Whereas I was the opposite. I said I was the greatest and I deserve shows, but I literally would fucking like bail on doing shows or just stay in my bed for 2 weeks because I'm like, I fucking suck and there's no reason for me doing this. I hate myself and everyone. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I live real self-deprecation. I'm not some person who goes, oh, I know I suck, but then they're posting videos every day of themselves, or they're like on a podcast where people like them and they joke about thinking they're bad at comedy. I would like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, what do you think of Ben Shapiro? Do you want to look at a clip with us?
Sure, if I could see it.
Oh no, it's just an audio clip. Actually, got to go to the bathroom, but I think I can hold it.
Think you can hold it?
I don't know. Can you figure it out without me?
What, the clip?
He's gonna find the clip. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be like 1 minute.
All right.
This is Gabe. He turned me on to you.
I'm
What?
Gabe. I'm kind of like the co-host, I guess. Yeah, I saw you on Real Ass Podcast one time and thought that you were quite interesting. And then you were on not too long ago, and that's when you kind of revealed that like random was a bit, and like kind of like what you're.
It's fucking not a bit, but it's a lose-lose because it's like if all my stories are real, no one in the industry will ever book me, and I want a future more than the lifestyle that I live. But then if I'm a character, it's like they kind of will accept me on shows.
Oh,
but,
I got you.
But it's almost like because comedy has become so corporatized, they don't want liabilities anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, they've got so many choices because so many people are desperate and trying to get out of the system that so they all start getting into comedy or friggin' porn
bullshit.
or whatever. So there's so much competition. They don't need a lot of. They can get exactly what they want.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I said I was a character because I thought like maybe that would make people, because there's one thing I noticed, and you probably have realized this too, and even in this conversation I'm realizing it, how we perceive people in their tweets or if we're watching a video of them is like 10,000 times different when we meet them and we hear their voice live and we make eye contact with them and their energy and the vibe they give off. So it's like I know what I look like when I'm on Real Ass Podcast, but it's like entirely opposite to who I am. You know what I mean?
You sound like your tweets, the tweets I've been seeing and the stuff you've been posting lately. Because you've been posting a lot of like philosophical stuff lately.
Yeah, I'm philosophical, but I try to be philosophical because it's like I don't want to say the real things of like I accidentally said, that I've things in my life are crumbling and falling down, and I'm trying different medications, and I wasn't handling it the best. And I literally have something on my Twitter that deletes my tweets every 24 hours just because I know,
More people should do that. That's if you can set that up on Twitter. Well, a lot more people should do that. That's just a good idea.
Dude, it would take half the functions out of half the purpose of Twitter out because the whole purpose seems to be a Twitter is to find old tweets.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a good hour. Just anybody that gets blacked out a lot, like just set your shit to clear off.
I got so many tweets now. I've been on a tweeting frenzy this past year, and I'm a much bigger asshole on Twitter than I am in real life.
Twitter.
People make.
I can't engage with it anymore. I was wild crazy on Twitter because when I first got social media, it was like 2018. I was really late to the game,
Yeah, me too.
and but like again, I realized like if I tweet something, just the obvious thing is I'm doing it for others' approval or I'm doing it for attention. So it's like if people are going to misinterpret everything I tweet and say, I kind of don't feel like tweeting. And so I didn't tweet for like a whole year. And now maybe I'll only tweet promotions, or 2021, all promotions. And now I'm like starting to try to find where I can tweet where people will understand the context in what I'm putting. Because if I'm putting something like, oh man, just had the worst day, like you could laugh at that, or someone could read that and see that as a threat because it comes from Mark Grandin. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I guess.
it's
Yeah, I don't even fuck with Twitter anymore for kind of that same reason.
Is that the longer version?